Hello, welcome again to our reading of Iliad Book 3, and we're up to line 191. And this again is this looking down from Ilium down on the Greeks. So it might be worth again, just for fun, putting up this little picture here that you saw in the other one. There's Helen, there's Priam, and they're up on the walls of Troy looking down upon the Greeks below, and there's their ships at the back here. And Priam is asking about various different people, and Helen is pointing out the various heroes. So 191, again, Deuteron a second time, having seen Odysseus, the old man asked, so made inquiry. Agar, come, tell to me also of this man. Tonde, pointing at him, dear child. Tekos, connected with tikto, to bear. So tekos here is my dear child. Hostis hod esti. Who is this guy? Whoever he might be, who is this fellow? We get a men and a debt here. So Maon, he is greater, kephale by a head. So he's one head higher. So he is higher by a head, and then genitive comparison, than Agamemnon, son of Atreus. And he is Euryteros, broader in shoulders, ide and, I'm sure we've had that form before, but ide and, so he is broader in shoulders and chest, sternoisi, breast. Idestai here is just a epexegetic infinitive here to look at. It's an interesting example. The infinitive was originally an old dative, and so it's got that sense here. This epexegetic form is often just a reflection of that idea of the old dative. So for the looking at, but we just translate it to look at here. But there's a vestige of that left here. Tukia men hoi katai, and the weapons hoi. Now that's hoi for auto, for him. So he is dated with the possessor. So his weapons katai are lying on the pulobotere, the much nourishing earth, and he. Now the hose, note the accent, so that's going to mean like, and it goes with the word before it. So telos is a funny word. It means a ram who leads the flock. It's connected with words of taming, I think. But he himself, like a ram, epipoletai, he roams about the stikas andro, the ranks of men. And it's ego get, I in fact, isco, liken him, min for auton, to a pagesimaloi. This is with dense fleece, to a lamb with dense fleece. So fleecy. The pag root is connected with pagnumi. So in other words, I think he resembles, perhaps you could say here, a fleecy lamb, who, the urkatai, who wanders about greatly, so he wanders through that goes with that. So he wanders through the great flock, Poru. He wanders through the great flock of white sheep, white ewes perhaps. So interesting metaphor there. So the idea is that he is the boss. He's giving orders to people and checking out things and making sure everything is so. And then Helen, descended from Zeus, afterwards replied to him. This man, moreover, is the son of Laertes, Polymatus, a very resourceful Odysseus, who, Traphe, this is aorist passive without augment from trepho, who was reared in the Demos. Now, Demos in Homer is always land, not people. So in the land of Ithaca, which is Cranaeis, which is rocky. So in the land of rocky or rugged Ithaca, Pereusas, this goes together here. So it's pair with a participle, although being rocky. So I'll do that again. So who was reared in the land of Ithaca, although it is rocky, although being rocky. Eidos, knowing Pantoios dolus, knowing all sorts of trickery. Chimedia pupna, and having shrewd thoughts. Often pupna means frequent. It's quite a range of meanings. Pupnos can mean frequent, but perhaps often with media, shrewd. So he's got lots of clever ideas. And Pepnumenos, thoughtful Antenor, then Euda replied Antion, to her. It's just opposite her, so he's standing opposite, so he replies. He gives the following in reply, or something like that. So shrewd Antenor replied back to her, perhaps. O Gunai, this is the vocative from Gunai, O madam, O woman. Erpes, repeated epsilon for the sake of meter. You speak this word, mala is intensitive, so the A is indeed. So indeed, you speak this word, nemertes, very truly. So what you're saying is in fact very true. This is some interesting word. It's connected, it's got that ne root, the negative, which survives in Latin as ne, and is ne in Latin, and in Sanskrit the negative is na, and the rest of the root here is connected with hamatano. So this is a word which does not miss the mark, i.e. it's true. For at one time also, once, glorious Odysseus, there's that form of Aelthon again, Aeluther for Aelthe, he came here. On account, this is a slightly idiomatic little expression here, it's on an envoy, that's the Angelia, on an envoy regarding you, along with Menelaus, who is dear to Ares. And I, Xenisa, I entertained them, this is from Xenisdo, I entertained them also and I entertained them, and Philesa for Ephilesa, I showed kindness to them in the halls. And edain, this is a verb from its first person, it's a past tense, it's the root of knowing, so I got to know the appearance of both of them and their shrewd thoughts. just stop at that point.